Welcome to the Violent Python Workshop. You start at samsclass.info as you see here, and then you click Violent Python 3, and that will open this page. Now there are 4 of us teaching it. I'm Sam, this is Elizabeth, Irvin, and Caitlin. And this is not the usual kind of super serious CTF where you win a big prize and it's all very competitive. These challenges are not particularly new. My students have seen them. Some of them come from textbooks and such. So the competition part of it is just as a way to make it more fun to trick people into doing their homework. Yeah, and somebody's got me on... somebody's got their speaker... Okay, but here's be fixed. All right, good. Anyway, so so when you go to this page, you see there's a scoreboard, and some people have already got some points, which is fine. And so you go down here and solve these challenges, which I'm going to demonstrate. And if you get stuck, you have some problem, then contact one of us. Here's our Twitter handles, and we're in this chat room, and we have the ability to share screens and such too. So we can help people if you get stuck. Anyway, so the first thing you have to do is get some sort of Python running. If you have a Mac or a Linux machine, you've already got Python, and you've almost certainly got the latest version, Python 3. There's an old version, Python 2, that I'm not using, and pretty much everybody's not using it anymore. You can run Python online without even installing anything locally. You can go to the Python playgrounds like this, and you can do some simple commands like print hello world and such. But if you try to do any networking commands from an online sandbox like that, it won't let you. Because, of course, they're worried that somebody will write a script and do some kind of attack from their server. So if you try to do a networking command from there, like this one, which would try to load my page, doing requests.get, then you'll just get some kind of error telling you this Python installation doesn't seem to have the ability to reach the network. So to have any real fun, you really have to be able to run Python locally on some computer you own. And you can run it on Windows, but you have to install it. Now I've got a Mac here. Let me clear this. So I got Python locally. And I'll make this bigger. All right. So if you type Python 3, in case you have both the old and the new version, you'll see Python in interactive mode, and I was real happy to see this because this is how I learned computing back in the 1970s with BASIC. You would just type commands right here. So you can just type like 1 + 1, and it gives you 2, and things like that. And you can do print, if you can type, hello, and it will print hello. So you can do some commands one by one right here, and that's a good way to get started. When you're done doing this, you have to leave with exit, open and close parentheses. Most of the time, you don't want to do something so simple that you do it right in this interactive mode, but it's a good way to test something when you have a simple problem. So, all right. So you can use any text editor and make a file. So I'm going to use Nano and make a file called hello.py. And that's just going to print hello. Save that. And then I can run it with Python 3 hello. And there you go, it runs and prints that. So that's usually what you want to do. And so down here it talks about how to get it going on Windows if you want to run it directly on Windows. And now here you can make a requests file with this kind of text. And when you run it, it will request is a library, which is why Python is easy. The reason why it's easy to use Python is mainly because there are all these libraries that do all the work for you. All you have to do is find the right library and figure out how to use it. So you import requests, which does web requests, and then you perform a get request to get my web page, and then that puts it in an object called R, which has all the results. And the status code is one of the results, and that gives you a flag. So when you reach a point where you see a flag like this, there's something covered in a green box, and it tells you the flag is covered by a green rectangle. So this is the flag for VP 10.2. So to turn it in, you go back to here and submit flags, and then you find the challenge, which is VP 10.2, and you put in your name and the flag. And if you get it right, you'll end up on the scoreboard. So that's the idea. And as you see, these people have begun doing that, and the ones with 10 points are probably the ones that have completed the first challenge there, which is to just get Python up and running. And so, by the way, if you want to, you can set up a Cloud Linux server to run your Python on, which is something you might do if you're trying to do this from an iPad or something, but most people probably will be able to get it running locally. All right, so I'm going to stop this recording.